Hey, Frank Paris here, with a new product, something that I've had in my own shows for a number of years, and I've kind of streamlined the gimmick itself so that it's more commercial, meaning the other magicians can buy it. When I first started doing this and building this particular kind of prop, it's not the same prop as the other versions or the other incarnations. It was something that you needed to carry in a suitcase because it was a big thing, and it was a big thing disguised as another thing. But now I've gotten it down to a situation where it's very small and it's very compact. It's easy to transport, and I think you guys are going to like it because there's just so many different variations of what this thing can do. If you do close-up coins, this might be something you can use. If you do parlor or stage, again, this is something you may be able to do. You don't have to be skilled to do this. Although, if you are a coin magician with specific skills, this could be another way of performing some of the tricks that you do in your shows using this gimmick, and it'll become quite apparent when I actually do the effect. And again, this can be done seriously, or you can do it as a comedy thing. You can do it on stage. You can do it in a parlor setting. You can do it close up, but with close up, it's a little bit more challenging, so to speak. If your close-up audience is in front of you or on either side of you, there's no problem, but they can't be on top of you. Most performers are not on top of you anyway. So most audiences are not on top of you. So let me just get into the trick itself. If you reach up and grab a coin like so, and show your audience that the coin actually looks real. It's just invisible, so you can't really see it. Okay. Okay. Now the chances of me getting that. Oh, by the way, let me put the coin down here. The cup is empty. Okay. Anything that would have been in there would have fallen out. Okay. So the cup is empty. Now, got the coin again. I'm going to take the coin. The chances of me not getting this coin into that cup this close are astronomical, but I have missed. Okay, so I want you to watch closely. I'm going to drop it straight into the cup, so you'll hear it and see it vanish from my fingers. So now the coin is now in the cup. It was invisible here, but it materialized inside the cup. So we have one coin in there now. Now I also have hanging in midair my safe, but that's invisible too. So I'm going to just take my combination, which is push button, put it in. You can't see the combination, right? Because I'd have to change it if you saw the combination. You didn't see it, good. All right, so, and if you did, I'm going to change it anyway, so you're not going to be able to get into my safe. If you could see it, maybe you could get into it, but let me get back to the trick. I'm going to open up my safe. I'm going to take out another coin, and I'm going to throw it up in the air. And this is going to drop slowly. It's not going to drop right away. We're going to have to wait for this one. There you go. There's the second coin. Let me close the safe up, put the combination back in, and we've got two coins in there now. Okay, now you may be wondering what denomination coins they are. Well, what do they sound like? They don't sound like nickels. They don't sound like dimes. They don't sound like pennies. And they certainly don't sound like quarters. So what's left? Half a dollar. And you're right. That's what you're getting. When you hear the sound and they materialize in the cup, they are $half. Okay? So that's, how many do we get in there now? We've got two in there. So we're going to grab one over here, which I left hanging to dry because it got wet. Okay, I dropped it in with my clothes into the washer and it got wet. Okay, even in the dryer, it didn't dry my coin, so it got wet. So I have it up, hanging up here on a clip clothespin. Let me just take it off. Remember the old clip clothespins Mom used to use on the clotheslines? Okay, so I have the coin here, and I'm going to just take the coin and I'm going to do an overhead toss into the cup, and that's 3. We have 3 coins in the cup right now. Got one more coin to do, except I can't remember where I put it. Where did I put that last coin? You know what? I think it's under my arm. Let me get it. Yeah, it was under my arm. Okay, so this is the 4th coin. All right. Now I'm going to take this coin and I'm going to put it on my head, just like that. It's on my head. It's invisible. Remember, it's still invisible. It only materializes when it gets to the cup. Okay, and I'm just going to do and there's the 4th coin. Now I know what you're thinking. He showed me the cup empty. There's nothing in that cup. And I say you're wrong. I got 4 coins in that cup now that are visible. Here, listen. You hear them? They're there. There you go. We got 1, we got 2, we've got 3, and we've got 4 coins in that cup. And that's Frank Paris's invisible coin toss trick. And again, it's up on Facebook. Frank Paris invisible coin toss. And it's also on, I think it's on, no, it's not on eBay. It's on Facebook. And you can see this video again on YouTube. Okay, try to stay away from eBay as much as possible. And I hope you like that trick. I think it's a cool trick. And if you do a coin pail routine, or if you do a comedy routine, you want to toss the coins from across the room, it really works great. Okay, I was going to do a card trick, but you know what? Next time. Okay, Frank Paris, over and out. Thanks for watching. Hey, Frank Paris here with the Frank Paris invisible coin toss. This is part 2, and part 2 tells you how to do the trick. And you have in your possession the components that will work to make this trick work. First component I'm going to talk about is the deck of playing cards, which is really not a deck of playing cards. Okay, the reason there's 2 decks here is because I want it to look like I'm a magician and I'm doing a card trick later, or I'm going to do a card trick after the coin trick, or something. Okay, so that's there like that. You'll only get this 1 deck of cards. You don't get 2. This has the sound module in it that makes the noise, the coin dropping noise. If I hold it here, and I press the remote, which you also get. Now, it really sounds great when you have 2 decks of cards, one of them being the coin drop deck, okay, behind the cup. You know, like you're going to do another trick. So that when you do activate the remote, it sounds like the coin is going right into this cup. Okay? So that's part of the effect. Now, this charges up. You can get a cable to charge this up, along with a full set of instructions on how to use the deck and how to charge it, when to charge it, that kind of thing. So there is a sound module in here with a coin dropping into it. Nobody really pays attention to the decks of cards behind you, because what's happening is happening here with the coins and whatever you're doing with your hands to make the coins appear to materialize inside the cup. So I've set this up as 4 coins. So your trick is going to come so that you can store 4 coins in the cup, okay? And you can pick up the cup and turn it over like this and shake it, and there will be no noise and nothing will come out, okay? So this is the gimmick that holds the coins. So if I show you now, okay, let me just put this right in front of my face so you can see it, all right? See that? The coins are in there, comfortably resting. They're a little bit tight. Not a lot of tight, okay, and they're in there resting, all right? And then you'll notice that there's a shelf on top. So if you wanted to put real coins on top on that shelf and then pour them out and make them vanish, okay, and then one at a time after they're gone, reach up into the air and bring back the coins 1, 2, 3, 4, you could do that. I don't do that. And the reason I don't do that is I'm not that good with coins when it comes to vanishing and producing coins, other than using a magnetic holdout or some gimmick coins. This is due to the fact that I got a couple of fingers missing, compliment to the North Vietnamese back in the Vietnam War era, and it wouldn't hold well for me. And by the way, I've got a little magic marker on my hands. I was working with something and can't get this stuff off. Okay, so back to the story here. You've got the cup here, which holds the coins, and there's a little shelf. So if you wanted to point out coins that are resting on this part of the shelf right here, that's resting on this part of the shelf, you could do that and then make them vanish, and then reach up into the air, okay, and one at a time make them appear. 1, 2, 3, 4, at your own pace. All right, you saw part one of the video that I showed you. I was just doing a comedy shtick, you know, with myself. I'm finding the coin under my arm, I'm putting it on my head, I'm making it go in the cup, that kind of thing. Or you can have kids in the audience saying, do you have a 50-cent piece? And the kid says, no. I said, yeah, you do. It's invisible. And you know what? It's sitting right next to you on the table on the left, a little over further. I just picked that up. Okay, got it? Now I want you to throw it at me, but in slow motion, like you're throwing me a slow pitch. And I'm a batter, okay? And you want me to swing and miss. So throw it slow. And of course, you know, you look at your watch and you just go, oh, finally, it got there. It's a great pitch, though. I like that, okay? Were you a pitcher in Little League? That kind of funny pitch you can do. Or you can just make them appear like I did in part one and drop into the cup. And so after you've gotten all 4 coins into the cup, you say, I know you don't believe it. I showed you that the cup was empty in the beginning, right? And you say, but there are coins in the cup. Listen. There they are. Okay, so what I've done is I've kind of shook them away from the shelf. That little gimmick, this gimmick right here, is just up glued enough with 2-tone epoxy, okay, so that the 4 coins fit underneath it. You know, they fit underneath the shelf there, okay? So that when I turn it over, the coins stay in. They stay in there. Whoops. Well, one of them fell out, but see, they stay in there when I turn it over and I shake them, like so. So, and then when you turn it the other way, if I were to turn that the other way, they're going to come out. So that's just whoops, I'm dropping them all over the floor. But that's essentially how the trick works. And I'll get the coins later. You get a remote control. It has a 12-volt battery in it. That 12-volt battery is a commonplace battery. You don't really find it at CVS or Walgreens or something. You really got to go on Amazon to get it. And if you wanted to change the battery in this should last you a long, long time, okay? The battery, and you get a little tiny screwdriver, a little tiny jewel screwdriver, and just stick it in, or even a little butter knife. Stick it in there and twist it, okay? So that the piece pops right out. Change the battery, and then snap it right back in. All right, so that's that. Now, with the deck itself, okay, there's an on-off switch in there. You see the on-off switch? I don't know if the camera picks it up. It should. It's a 4K camera. The camera, the on-off switch, you turn it to the on position. And again, this battery should last you 20 performances, 25 performances before you have to think about changing or charging the battery. Okay, and you've got a little mini Molenex. It's called a Molenex. It's a mini Molenex, and you get the module that you plug into here, and then plug the other end into your USB port on your computer or your portable power supply or whatever, and this charges up also. But the instructions are in the box, and everything is there, so you'll be able to just read the instructions and be able to do the maintenance that you have to do on the trick. There's no rocket science to it. So now, remote control placement. When I showed you demo number 1, I showed you me from here up. Okay, this was on the floor, and my foot was over it. And every time I made the coin noise, my hands were free. I didn't have to use any subterfuge by going into my vest pocket and pressing, or putting my hand to my side and pressing and that kind of thing, or putting it in my back pocket and having to put my wrist or something back there briefly for a second. That works good if you're having everybody else throw the coins, because people will be looking at them throwing the coins at the cup. Okay, and as they're doing that, they're following the coins coming to the cup with their eyes, and then they hear the sound. They're anticipating that there's going to be a sound, you know? And so, the comedy bit I did on YouTube with the Magic Club members that I belong to, was I had all 4 people in the audience throw coins at me, throw coins in the cup. And of course, one was taking a long time, and I just looked at my watch, okay, like that. And then I hit the button that was in my back pocket with the back of my hand, and I just posed in that position to make that look halfway decent. So the reveal on this is going to be a little tricky for you. And as I said in the first part, you don't want anybody looking straight down. I mean, you can have people here and here, okay, a little further back, maybe a foot and a foot, so that if they really got to lean over to see what's going on in there. And you can also move this back too. All right, but it does sound, I turned it off. It does sound like the coin is actually dropping into the cup and materializing. Literally sounds like it's coming in the cup. And this gimmick here is a 6-ounce plastic juice cup, which I guess you give to a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, so they don't cut themselves or break the glasses, that kind of thing. And basically what I do is I slit down the middle with a bandsaw, and then I cut half of it off, and I used epoxy glue, 2-ton epoxy, and I just glued it in the cup, but I kept 4 coins underneath it, and I used a clip like this to hold it inside there until it dried, which takes maybe a half hour, 45 minutes with the quick drying epoxy. And the coins were underneath it so that I could get the right amount of space between the bottom of the cup and the coin gimmick. And that's basically all there is to it. But you're getting yours all put together. I mean, if it ever breaks, that's how I made it. And if you want to call me up, and if I'm still around, I'd be happy to repair it or fix it for you. No problem. Everybody knows where I am. I'm on Facebook. I'm on eBay. And you can find me up there. Look at the Logie6558, I think I am, on eBay. And just Facebook, Frank Paris, Magician. And again, you can find me on Facebook. And I'm examining certain areas, other areas of social media to advertise on. So that's basically it. Any questions? You can find my phone number on frankparis.com, which is my website. And I want to thank you for watching and buying this trick. So Frank Paris, over and out.